I'm going to share with you now a true story of a young woman. And when I share this true story to you, I'm going to guarantee this, that your reaction will be, wow, my trials are nothing, absolutely nothing compared to what this young woman went through. The day was September 25, year 2000. An 11-year-old girl, her name was Maricel Apatan. She was in Zamboanga. She was with her uncle, and they went to draw water from the well. And then 5 men met them. The 5 men were brandishing long knives in their hands. They forced the uncle to lie down, face down, and one of the men struck him on the neck and hacked him. Maricel, the 11-year-old girl, was in total shock, especially because those men were their neighbors. And she escaped and she ran away, but the men came and apprehended her. And she cried and she told them, "Kuya, wag niyo akong patayin. Wag niyo akong tagain. Maawa kayo sa akin." But the men weren't listening, and they sliced her and hacked her back and her neck as well. And she lost consciousness and she fell on the ground. When she woke up, she was surrounded in a pool of blood. But she saw that the men who did this to her and her uncle were still there. And so she pretended to be dead. And after a while, when she saw that these men were gone, she stood up and she ran back home. As she was running back home, she noticed that her 2 hands were falling off her wrists. They were also hacked. And she would lose consciousness, she would faint, and then she would stand up and run again. And when she was very near her house, she screamed for her mom. When her mother saw her child bleeding, bloodied up, she shrieked in terror. She got a blanket and covered her daughter and carried her to the hospital. The problem was that the hospital from her house to the highway was 12 kilometers. And they had to walk the entire way. And when they finally arrived in the hospital, the doctor saw Maricel, this 11-year-old kid, and they told, everyone said that she was going to die. They went through an operation. It took 5 hours. It took 25 stitches in her back to join her flesh together again. They tried putting her hands back, but they could not do it. She survived. She survived. Ironically, the next day was the birthday of Maricel. It was a signal that new life was there. But the tragedy did not end there. When they went back to their home, they discovered and they saw that their house was now ransacked and burned down. Not only that, they owed 50,000 pesos in the hospital, and the family was very poor. But angels came and helped out. A distant relative, Archbishop Antonio Ledesma, paid for the hospital bills, helped them file a case against the criminals. Some of them were brought to prison. But this is the greatest miracle of them all. Can you ask me, what's the greatest miracle? Maricel, that child, 11, 12 years old, when she fell, she stood up and ran again. She never complained. She did not come to God and say, "I curse you, Lord, because I have no hands." Instead, what she did, "Lord, thank you for my wrists." And now she uses her wrists with incredible dexterity. It will blow your mind. she studied in the tahanan ng walang hagdan. And after that, in 2008, she finished her college course, Hotel and Restaurant Management, graduating with a gold medal in arts and crafts, would you believe? And today, Maricel is studying to become a chef. In fact, this July, she'll be finished. I invited her here to be with us. I want you to welcome her, Maricel Lapatan. Thank you, Maricel. Maricel is 21 years old. And Maricel, I want you to make me some salad, please. And as she does that, I want you to sing. I don't have to say give a talk anymore. She's our second speaker, but she will speak to you without words. Let's sing our song to the Lord. Chop some potatoes for us. She will chop that while I eat